here we are. What is going on, guys? Man, let's see here. Can you hear me? Mic check.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that music is a little loud.
Nice. Let's see here. We're gonna turn that down.
What's going on?
Yeah,
Everybody?
that music is like overpowering everything.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna turn it down. There we go. There we go. I was struggling to get to the button. There we go. Man, oh man, what is going on, dude? Happy Thursday. We made it to another show. We are in the mix. Let's see here. Man, dude, this is good stuff. Let's see here. We're going to close this out real quick. And man, oh man, here we go. Let's see here. I wonder why this thing looks like this. Let me see here.
You talking how you got the two different views?
Yeah, I don't like the two different views things, man. I'm gonna have to fix that real quick.
We just talked about that, right, Will?
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah, it keeps popping up every now and then. It's an easy fix. Let's see here.
Flame out.
And man, you said flame out? You said the magic word?
Flame out. Bill Wagner asked me if I saw his flame out picture. You know,
Oh no, what happened? I wonder.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
crap.
never good.
No, that's flame outs is not good.
Flame outs are definitely not good. Let's see here. Portrait.
I do have it in the back of my mind though. Whenever I'm flying, like, okay, what am I gonna do if it flames out?
Yeah, I know.
Like, I always have that in the back of my mind. Like, it's just, you know, if it flames out, what do I do? Like,
Well, if you practiced your approaches, you would know exactly what to do. We talked about this last week.
We sure did.
yep,
We
you're
sure
right.
did.
You're right.
And what are you gonna do, Will? You're gonna scream and run.
I'm gonna freeze up and drop the controller.
that is what you're not supposed to do. That is a no-go.
He's gonna be like that blonde guy on bench warmers that hides under the stairs.
Oh, no. Just start screaming.
Oh,
Afraid of the light.
That's
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh,
That
that's
would
funny.
That will be crazy. Here we go.
I'm gonna drop the gear, drop the flaps, and then I'm gonna bring that sucker in. That's what I'm gonna do.
Dang. Well, guys, we have a very good show tonight. We're trying to pull some things together over here. There we go. All right. And I tell you, we man, this is another Thursday, dude. We have gotten here. It's a man, we made it, dude. You know, it's just we're almost to the week. Happy freaking Thursday, guys. In 2026, it's been nothing but good so far. Myself and Will got out to the airfield. We got a bunch of flights in, did we not? I mean, we went out there.
We did. We played around a little bit, got some flights in. It was a good day out there too, man. Had a good crowd out there.
We had a good day, for sure.
Yeah, we had a good day, man. We turned it up a little bit too. You had that twin boom out there. And that thing, man, that thing flies great.
Yeah, it was pretty nice, man. But it's nice to get out there and have a little bit of fun and everything, and get some flight chops in there. But guys, we have some pretty good. There's been some new airplanes that come out today, quite a few, and so we're going to talk about them. And I think we should just go ahead and start with some of the ones that have just come out. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but FMS came out with their Beaver. Man, back in the day, they had a Beaver out there. And this one is their newest, their little micro, I guess you could say smaller one. 800 millimeter Beaver. Comes ready to fly or plug and play for $129. You know, so that one's not bad at all. And I'll show you a picture of it real quick so you guys can kind of take a look at it and see what you think. But here it is right here. And like I said, it's $130. Nothing too crazy, you know. So
have you guys flown any of the ready to fly stuff from them?
With the FMS stuff?
With the controller that it comes with.
I've flown the Beaver. That little Beaver that they have. I've flown that. They had another one too.
That's a cool looking scheme there.
I haven't used the remote though. What's the remote? How's that feel?
So it's set gains and set expo, and it's a little overly done.
Really?
So my recommendation is not to buy the ready to fly, but get the plug and play if you're going to buy these.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just a little bit of insight, you know.
No, man, that's what saves people. And look, I see what you're saying. So this is the controller right here. Actually, I just had the picture of it. Where'd it go? You can see the controller right there. So the transmitter. So it is one of those kind of inexpensive.
Yeah, it's all or none type of thing. So
yeah. And it comes with the 850 milliamp battery charger and the receiver. So that's pretty interesting there. Huh. So I take it the radio probably doesn't feel all that good quality, huh?
No, it's not tuned.
For $189, that radio ain't doing much of anything.
Yeah. Hey, Will, could you turn up your volume just a little bit, buddy? I'm like struggling to hear you.
All right.
Let me see here.
Work on that.
I'll try to turn you up a little bit.
I got you right here.
He's like, use your big boy voice, Will.
Yeah, Will.
How we sound now?
There we go.
We good?
Yeah, I'm turning your mic up there.
No, but what I was saying though, ultimately, that you're going to get
you just turn my mic
plug and play is your better option. So
yeah. Yeah, what would you think would be a better option than that one there?
Than that airplane or that controller?
That well, I guess to say the controller.
Wow, anything, because those are just the toe in the water,
yeah,
type of thing, you know, just to get you fine. You don't have any experience at all, but you know, if you're going to be buying planes, buy something that you can actually put lots of planes on.
That's what I'm thinking.
And get used to your one transmitter that makes you used to them all. So that's my thought. So
yeah, no, I agree.
Right, get you a DX8, man. Those things were hard to beat.
Shoot, I started with a DX6, and then I went and I got an 8, and I had that 8 for an eternity. And then I was one of the first few people that bought the IX12, where I got the hat, I got a mug, I got all kinds of little gimmick stuff that was kind of neat for being one of the first, 100 or so to buy the transmitter. And it was a good radio at the time, but then the 20 came out, and man, I went with the IX20s, and I've never looked back. So
I don't know, man. Radio Master's got a new one coming out. I think I might jump over to that. Then I saw Free Sky while we was at the field too. That stuff was pretty interesting.
Hey, they're nice radios if you want to spend time learning them.
That's right. Yeah, you man, I had one. It's a great radio. It's well equipped. It does everything you need and more. But it's man, that learning curve for me, dude. I literally sat there for like a month, man, trying to learn that thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going back to Spectrum. It's easy. It's fine. I never had any issues with it. So, and it's been great. I've had no problems. So some people love the FR Sky.
I might do that, Don Henry. I just might do that. Don Henry said y'all need to step up the Radio Master. I just might do that one of these days.
I actually got a Radio Master over here sitting right there. I got actually not Radio Master, it's Radio Link. Radio Link.
Yeah. See, I'm not going to go to Radio Master again. It's too much setup. So just like the FR Sky, I was setting up an airplane, and it was taking a day plus to set up an airplane.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
And when I can set up something in 30 minutes and be ready to go and know that I've set everything up right.
Right.
Versus, well, I think I've got everything right. So, but again, there's a lot of people that are using those. Please, I'm not discrediting it. I'm just saying that I don't like having to play around as much in a radio. Yeah. I'd rather spend that time flying. So
I tell you, I really wanted to learn the FR Sky. I had the X18, and man, I tried my best to get it, and I actually was able to get models set up after a long time, right? And then after I set the model up, I did something. It was like a week went by, and I went back to it, and I completely forgot. I was like, yeah, that's it. I tried. And it just wasn't for me. So, radio system's not for everybody.
So if you're going to get into any of those radios, if you've ever learned on a Futaba or a Jetty,
oh yeah,
then
started with the Futaba.
then it just feels like the same type of learning, you know.
Yeah.
But if you were a Spectrum guy from the beginning, jumping to something that is that open source is just in my thoughts a pain in the neck. So
yeah, and I came from Futaba. That was the crazy part. So I thought my transition would be easy. Tiger Man 42 said, he says, once I spent a few days watching videos and setting up my first jet. The rest of the fleet is based off of that template and a lot easier. Yeah, for sure. And there's nothing you can't do or learn. You know, that's a very good radio system. I don't have any gripes with Spectrum, though. I have no gripes with Spectrum other than the price of their receivers. But other than that, I've had no problems, no issues whatsoever. So.
Yeah, I mean, Spectrum's pretty good with the radios. I'm not knocking them on the radios. I'm just, wondering what else is out there because, like, I like to expand a little bit. So I like to have a lot of channels.
Well, just remember when you expand, you're going to be buying a receiver for every one of those airplanes you have.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to be putting 80-something airplane receivers into my stuff. It's just not going to happen. So,
but you know how hard it is to find a 10-channel receiver with a gyro right now. It's kind of tough.
My hobby store has like 4 or 5 of them right in there.
Yeah, well, we just lost one of our hobby stores, and the other one out in Cary doesn't seem to carry them like they're supposed to. So, you have to order.
Can they not put it in order for you?
Man, I'm not messing with them with putting in an order. I did that crap before, and they put in an order. And if the hobby store we had was still open, they would have done it fine. But they would have even had it in the store. But the one that's left is, they got them in there, but they don't have the 10-channel with the gyro. They just got the 10-channel telemetry receiver.
Yeah, Don, you're right. You're right. Yes, they do. They do run Spectrum receivers, but you have to have an adapter, as far as I know. I can't remember what it's called. But if you're going to be running Spectrum receivers, then why don't you run a Spectrum radio?
Yeah. He said, Jeremy, not sure. Radio Master does Spectrum receivers. Yeah, I thought they do. Yeah, I definitely think they do that. The whole thing with me was going to FR Sky or Free Sky or whatever you want to call it, was that the receivers were so inexpensive and they're so powerful.
See,
that was the motivation for me to go and try that. And so, who knows? Maybe I'll go back to it. But I'll tell you right now, the majority of my fleet is all on Spectrum. I've already got the receivers. They're already in airplanes, and I have them set up appropriately. And I don't have any issues at this point. So it would be, for me, it would be like, man, it'd be crazy to start over. But, not a bad idea.
Yeah, look at it. This Bill Wagner said it right. The 10-channel with AS3X Plus, $200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's receiver.
That's what turns me off the most is like,
yeah, don't get me wrong, I don't like it, but I'm not going to go and change all my airplanes out.
yeah. But
I mean, imagine how much that's going to cost to change out all those.
But the question is this: why is it $200 for AS3X Plus?
There's got to be
and 2 more channels
programming patent or something that's being paid for it.
But the thing is, it's $200 for AS3X Plus on a 10-channel. But an 8-channel is like what, $130? So I may not be correct on that. Look at it if you can, look it up, Bobby. But I think it's like $130 for an 8-channel.
Yeah, let me see 8-channel.
You might be right. I mean, I don't
know. 2 more channels, and I'm paying that much more money for it.
Yeah, the 8-channel is running at
160 now. Somebody's saying.
Let's see here. And I'm not even. Computer's running slow. Boy, oh boy.
Well, anyway, radios.
Yeah.
To each their own. We can go down the rabbit hole on all this stuff.
It's all really relative.
Whatever you like, use it.
So the 8-channel is is $160. It's $160 for the S3X. So
Yeah. Well, my thing is the only thing I have a problem with Spectrum. Like I say, I don't have a problem with their radios and their receivers. I'm good on all of that. Only thing that really gets me with Spectrum is their ESCs and their darn charger. That charger I got has been giving me the runaround.
yeah.
I mean, it's always saying voltage level, input voltage. What was the input voltage? Something about the input voltage. I forgot what it said.
Oh,
But it gives me some kind of warning, and it stops charging the darn batteries. And I'm like, what in the heck?
yeah. Just get you. You just need a new charger. There's so many new chargers out there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get you something decent and call it a
I'm
day.
so mad at the fact that I lost my ISDT charger. I have no idea where it went. I lost it in the move. And so now I need to get another ISDT charger. But I bought that thing because I needed a charger that day because that was the day me and you were going out to fly. And I think I had something I wanted to make, and I
Man,
can't remember what it was.
I wish
But
I
had
was in a
something I
trash
wanted to
can to get
make.
that ISD charger.
Yeah, so I had to go into Cary to Hangar 18 and buy that charger.
Yeah.
And then the darn thing, it's been a pain, man. It's been a pain. It's been a headache.
Let's see here. Jay Custer 1099 says, I use Spectrum receivers with Hobby Eagle gyros. It's a little cheaper and they work every single time. Yep, that is the key, man. That is what I do. And that is the key, dude. That saves you right there like $70, $80. So
well, then you're not having to pay for that AS3X programming is what I think it is. So.
I feel like the Hobby Eagle gyros are better. You know what I mean? I just feel I don't know. It could
simplified.
The Hobby Eagle gyros are really nice.
Yeah. Will's flying one in his jet, and it's
that's what's in my turbine.
It's smooth.
Let's see
here.
Right here.
Yep, that's it. I know I got a bunch of them laying around. Need for Speed RC says you'd want the modules so you don't have to replace the existing Spectrum receivers. All the new models get FR Sky receivers. Yeah, and that's a good way to transition your stuff out.
So I was talking with FR Sky Steve about the little adapter on the back and using Spectrum receivers, and he gave me the I really don't think I would put it in turbines kind of feel. So we'll see. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't do it. But
yeah, I had somebody tell me that with the 8-channel Spectrum receivers, and guess what? I've had no problems. They've been perfectly fine. So it's
and that was really early when FR Sky came out with their newer new 20 or something like that, whatever it was, the blue, and they had a blue one and a red one.
Yeah.
So
I was rocking FR Sky stuff when I was using my 2.4 channel Futaba 8-channel. I mean, like way back in the day, because it was the cheapest alternative, and they were identical to the RF16 RFs or whatever, the Futaba receivers. So it's been dead on. So that's cool. Wigglefinger says, yep, the ISD will charge anything, including the smart bats. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the ISD. Let's see here.
Well, anyway, you know, what I was saying was buy the plug and play version versus a ready to fly on that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, transmitters are dead. We're moving on. Let's move on.
We use the crap out of chargers.
We've had several shows of transmitter talk.
Let's see here. Love my Gen Ace 1007 minutes. The charge 6X packs. Yeah, those are good.
Oh yeah, that Gen Ace 1000 is no joke. That thing's scary.
Man, that's crazy. Miles, the mini pilot Kelly, he says, Will, we had a problem with the Spectrum chargers. We sent it back. Horizon Hobby replaced them for free. 3 of them were bad. So yeah.
I've got one of the older version ones before they came out with the G2 batteries. That thing's still kicking pretty good. But what I'm using is I'm using the toolkit one that we sell at Banana Hobby. It's sold at a couple of other places too. But the toolkit quad chargers, it runs 200 watts per channel on all 4 banks. And you can charge your cell phone on top by just sitting it on there.
Hey, now that's helpful right there. That's cool.
kind of neat. So
Well, check this out, guys. There's a new release today. Another new release, the UMX Viper 30 millimeter EDF RC jet. Hey, why not, right? They did a 90. They have what, a 70? They have
It started with a 70, went to a 90, bounced back to a 64.
So why not? You know? Why not? So I guess it's the natural progression. But yeah, man, let's take a look at that thing. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it does look pretty cool. And so we are going to take a look at that one there. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we'll take a look. And let's see what your thoughts are on this little guy right here, because, you know, it's small, but I was watching the video of it, and it looked kind of nice. So here you go. And look, it's priced at $199. It's for pre-order. That's a really nice size, I think. It runs on a 4S LiPo. So that's kind of cool, and you can get it for $199, like I said before, brushless. It's under 250 grams too, so you know what that means. It's not
you fly it out in the front yard.
Exactly, and it's exempt from any AMA regulations or federal regulations. But let's take a look at the video right here and see what we think. I haven't seen the video at all, so y'all ready? Here we go. Into that, so. But looks like it has good power. I like that it has lights on it. I mean, that's cool. Scaled down version. Look at the fleet, 90. What is that? 70, 64, and now you got a 30. You know? So I think that's a good. I think that's a good natural transition for the airplane. Ultra micro size. Good for parks. So that's cool. Let's see if they're playing.
Pocket rocket. That's what Hex Speed called it. He called it a pocket rocket.
Yeah, dude. Hey, look, I can already think somebody. It's built for a 30. Somebody's gonna stick like a 50 in that thing, or 40 or 50 in there, and call it a day. Look at that. Higher performance. Got the 4S compatible motor, 30 millimeter fan. It grooves along pretty nice. It looks extremely stable too. So I'm sure they probably flew that on a day with no wind. Steerable nose gear, that's cool. All right, but does it have flaps though? Let's see. Did they splurge and put flaps on it?
No.
In that size, I don't think they would.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's fine. There's no need for it on anything that small.
It's got lights. It doesn't need lights, but it's got it on there. But it's
It'll be too much weight.
Whoa! Did you say it doesn't need lights? It absolutely does
it
need
has
lights.
On it. It doesn't need lights.
Oh, it doesn't need lights. You gonna fly this thing in the dark?
Then you can't fly it in the dark like you was flying it.
Yep.
Dude, you'll lose that thing in the dark.
Yeah, I know.
Challenge accepted.
But I would rather have lights than flaps for sure. Just me personally.
Oh yeah, he's about to put that in the water.
That's pretty cool. Looks like it has plenty of power for that size. So it looks pretty nice.
Those are some bright lights.
You know, it's not tiny. It's small, but it's not like tiny.
Man,
okay. Did you see how that wing went on? So they put the wing on and then they just snap it. That's cool.
Wait, it's using an IC2 connection? Oh, bull, man.
Look at that. Yep.
It's an IC2 connection.
Now,
so
of course, you're gonna run their proprietary stuff right there. Like, you know, that's gonna happen.
You either gotta buy those IC2.
No, you don't have to do that. You can get adapters for them. Just get adapters for them. It'll be done. And there you go. Pretty interesting to see. Removable landing gear. Now that's how I would fly it. Just hand toss it and be done. And you know it's flight performance is going to be good.
Yeah, you know it's probably going to be a rocket with when you hand toss it.
And it has the hand toss assist too as well. So that's a good move. And it's easier to fly.
I feel like you're just reading something, Bobby.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And so there we go. Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was a little touchy on that landing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's tiny. I mean, there you have it. Got the lights on there. Got the little dude in there. You know. Interesting. All right, guys. So you just watched that. What are your thoughts on this? I'm jumping into the comments there.
I think it's great. Small planes. A lot of people like them.
Let's see here. Don Henry says, not my cup of tea. Bill Wagner says, again, thanks, but no thanks. P51 fans said, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lights, he likes the lights.
Oh,
The night vapor.
hey, here's another thing about those transmitters, real quick. I don't think that you can connect up the FR Skies to the UMX airplanes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they're a Spectrum receiver, right? So you'd have to have that adapter, I think. So just
I don't know. That's funny. Bill Wagner says, I guess we'll see a 20 to 30 millimeter Raptor next, huh? Just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That's hilarious. William Lane says, yeah, that's a toy for sure. And Don Henry says, William Lane, everything Spectrum is overpriced. I would agree. I think that's you're paying for the name. Let's see. Sounds really good for a 30 millimeter. So pocket rocket. So
it moves pretty good.
I think it's pretty neat, and I think it's going to be like a good addition for somebody. What do y'all think about the price? $199 for that thing.
That's what you hit me. Yeah.
Well, what's your thing?
Dude, I think
I would have to see what the foam was like.
I mean, $200 for a 30 millimeter sport jet. You know, I mean, I could jump over to, and I'm not trying to, not in any way like that. I'm not a fan guy. You know, I'm honest about who I like and what I like. But I can really jump over to Banana Hobby and probably get like what the 2060, what is that, 2064 Sukhoi that they got? Yeah, I could get that for like what? Almost $100 more.
Yeah.
Almost $100 more. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
you know,
I guess it all depends if I want a park flyer or not. You know, if I want something I can fly in a park and I don't have to worry about being a part of a sanctioned field and all of that stuff, you know, then yeah, I'll spend the $200 and buy the little 30 millimeter Viper. But I mean, $200, I can take that $200 and be a part of a field for a year and
not even
fly
that.
whatever I want.
For $199, you can get the 64 millimeter Viper. Or Don Henry says you can go get the Aero 64 millimeter Marlin for $190.
Yeah,
gyro in there too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like they're paying for the Spectrum products that's in it. You're paying for the Spectrum receiver. You're paying for the Spectrum ESC. You're paying for all of that stuff that's in there. You're paying for the Spectrum stuff. If you take all of that away from it, you probably wouldn't pay no more than probably about $120 for that.
I think
maybe $100, maybe $100.
I think you're right, but Hexspeed's also. I think Hexspeed's right. I think that Horizon Hobby has figured out there's a market for the 30s and the 40s, and you know they're just exploiting it. They're giving it to the people who are going to fly. So, like you said, if you're in the micros, there's nothing like it. I know people that have like 10 micros, and I'm like, why would you buy 10 micros? You know what I mean? But
whoa!
They love them.
You saw my garage. I've got at least that.
Them and they fly them all the time, and so it's easy for them to get to the field and throw them in the back of the car. Even I've had micros before where I keep them in the back of my car, and when I get some time off, I throw them and go fly.
But then I've met people that buy the micros and buy the UMXs simply because they don't want to risk crashing a bigger plane.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
to each their own, right? I mean, something for everyone, right?
You know, they buy the UMXs just because they don't want to risk another
plane. Hexspeed is one of those guys. He says, I've got a wall of micros. So there you go. But he's right.
I'd have to go out and count the amount of micros I've got.
Yeah, see? Them guys right there, they like the micros. We don't have a lot of guys that fly micros.
They were fun. I mean, I got hooked when they came out with the MiG Skeeto. It was like the MiG 17 that was red. And I always called it the MiG Skeeto because it sounded like a mosquito while it was flying around, you know. And then we picked up everything from the Ospreys to the Commanders to the little F-16 to the P-51s, P-47. I mean, they're all out there. I mean, they've got a spot in the hobby, and there's going to be a lot of people that probably buy it.
Oh yeah, yeah, they definitely got a spot. Like I said, they have it's a niche market where people actually enjoy those things, and clearly, they're selling it. The fact though that it's running on a 4S, I like that. That just means it's a little powerful joker.
See,
And if it's got to fly good, you know.
we went to an event down in Arizona called Arizona Electric Fest, and they specifically do a UMX gaggle. And there will be, 15, 20 guys out there, all with little microplanes, and they're just flying around, clobbering each other, and and having a good old time, So,
oh yeah, I mean,
fun.
it's just fun. It's just good, clean fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, for me, flying anything, I can fly a UMX all the way to something, large. I'm still happy either way. It doesn't affect me. As long as I'm flying, that's all that matters.
Heck, they even got that B2 that Brent talked about last week,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean,
there's variety in all of it.
That's the cool thing about the hobby, man. There's something for everybody. And they keep coming out with stuff too. I got to give it to e-flite. They're coming out with stuff like consistently. That was their first plane of 2026. So, I think that's pretty cool. So, moving right along, let's move on to the next one, guys. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there's a new Fly Fans K8. We talked about it last week. We showed you the camo version of it, but this time, Jeremy actually has the actual airplane right behind him, so we get to see it actual in live, in living color, right in front of your face, where you actually get to see and talk to.
All right, I'm gonna move the computer screen over just so that we can see this a little better.
And Jeremy, we were talking about it before, but you got to show people in the size and scale of that 1/8 jet.
All right, so 80 millimeter. The thing is, I mean, it's awesome. Let me find the specs for you, tell you exactly what they are. So, off of the box, I got it cut out right here. We've got a wingspan of 49.8 inches, or we're just going to round up, all right? So we're going to say 50 inches for a wingspan, 55 inches for the fuselage. Pretty dang awesome on there. We got a couple of flights on it, about 3 flights on it. Yesterday, we flew it between 5,200 milliamp hour packs to 6,200s, and it liked the 62 better than the 52. So I thought that was pretty awesome. It feels absolutely light. It's the craziest feel. Yeah. So the thing just floats all the way in. It's a very unusual feeling for an EDF to have it just kind of want to just float all the way in, and so this one kind of does that. It's got a pitot tube. I don't have it put on there because I don't want to break it, but pitot tube. It's got some wing tanks. They are out in the truck. I didn't grab them. Oh, look, there's one of them in here still. I guess the other one's out in the truck. So there's the tanks that it's got. Humongous bay.
Wow, that's long, dude.
Okay.
That is a good size bay.
That is a humongous bay. So, like I said,
you got strap options.
6,200 pack is what I flew it already with, and you could probably even put an 8,000 or more in there.
What about the retracts? What do you think about those?
Look at that. Aluminum retracts all the way up.
That's some stout gear, too.
That seems to be about the standard for X-Fly nowadays, huh? With the aluminum retract.
But this is Fly Fans, so.
Oh, Fly Fans. Yeah. Well, my bad. Fly Fans.
But yeah, wow. I mean, look at that. Big old cheaters in there. We've got what you guys all want to see. In-runner motor.
There it is. Yeah.
There you go. The total weight that this is touted is 7.5 pounds.
Is that with the battery or without?
That is without.
Okay.
A neat thing about it is that the connections to the wings and the horizontals and the vert are quick connect. So you literally just slide it into place, put the screws in, put the next one on, click it on top, done deal. Wings straight into. Pretty easy on there. So they did a good job on there, and it comes with lights on the sides too. And this is not the only scheme. There are other schemes coming, which you've shown last week.
Somebody said it looks like an L39 and like an MB339 had a baby, and that's what would happen. That K8.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, there's the pitot tube. It's a really long pitot tube that would go up there. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna get a lot of testing and media on there. Everything that we recorded on the airplane flying yesterday was so dark. The footage we had an hour until it was snowing, so we kind of had to rush it. But
does it have lights? Does it have lights?
Yeah, it's got lights. See if I got a battery on it.
Look it up.
Yeah, hey Will, you know exactly where I was going.
Let me find a battery, guys. Jeez.
Yeah, come on. All those airplanes and you can't find a battery. I know there's a LiPo somewhere in there.
Yeah, they're out. They're outside.
Where they're supposed to be.
All right. Well, I'll go get a battery, and then I'll also turn on the transmitter, and then we'll show that in a minute. So go ahead and.
No, we don't care about transmitter. Just turn on the plane.
Yeah.
Battery. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on the transmitter.
I wouldn't mind seeing the retracts. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Well,
I know.
On that airplane, man. The only thing I don't like that I saw really quickly about it, and it's not a bad thing, it looks like it's like XT90 or XT60 plug.
It's probably XT90.
It is XT90, and if you like EC5s, then you suck.
Yeah, I love EC5s, man.
Garbage. That's the only connector I've ever had melt on me.
Yeah, I've had them melt too, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's a true statement.
I'll grab a battery and be right back.
Yeah, I think the XT90 is rated for higher voltage, right, Will?
The XT90?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rated for higher voltage.
The quick connects are nice. I wish they had like the little buttons where you click them in there, like But man, I'm not opposed to putting screws and stuff, man. That's only 4 screws. People act like it's the end of the world, you know.
It's not a bad thing to have to put some screws in, man.
Not at all. Not
pop them suckers in and
yeah.
All right, here we go.
Fan says the B1 also uses the XT90, and it needs the B1 definitely does, man. That thing's sucking so much juice. Yeah, I opened up that airplane and I had my LiPo in there, and you could feel the heat coming from it. I was like,
all right, so here's the batteries we're using.
Race Pal.
These are awesome batteries.
You like them?
Yes.
Nice.
They are the most fantastic battery I've used so far. So.
Oh wow.
And it might be something that we might be carrying.
That sounds like a hint. Yeah,
maybe
that might be something we might be carrying.
Maybe.
Carry. Banana Hobby carry. That's what you did there. Let's see here. Let me take this thing out of the way real quick. I'm going to take the Fly Fans K8 banner out so we can see the airplane a little bit better. Oh, well. There we go.
What, you about to run the retracts?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Run them.
Let's see what they look like. Okay, that's smooth.
Yeah, looks good.
All right, let's try and get a better grip on it.
Wait, it's got a nose door. Let's see that. Hold up.
That nose is interesting.
Run that nose retract. Let's see that.
Oh, that's smooth.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's smooth, Jeremy.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty awesome, huh?
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Try to take it back here a little bit so you can see the whole thing.
Have you flown it yet, or is it in testing?
Yeah, we've got 3 flights on it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh, nice.
You did the justice with the lights there. There you go.
That's a good night flyer right there.
That's bright. There's a bright.
Did it have landing light?
White light on top. I like it.
It does not have a landing light.
Yeah, I have to put a landing light on it.
I mean, I like what I see, Jeremy.
Yeah, I do like how they got the light on the top of the vertical. That's nice.
I think that's gonna be
bright. These are really bright lights. I
think that's gonna be a winner.
Well, anyway, there it is. A nice setup there.
That is very, very nice. All right, guys, in the comments, we got 45 people in the room. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the channel. But jump into the comments and tell us what your thoughts are on it. I want to know. What do y'all think? Let's see here. Victor RCJ says it needs an afterburner. I would agree. That looked pretty cool. XP says would love a Panther or T33 in that size. I would too. Freeway makes a T33. In there.
They make the Panther too, don't they?
The Panther's a 70.
Oh,
yeah.
That thing's a good
Yeah,
size.
but this is a really good size airplane. I mean,
yeah.
Here, let's grab something that's similar or something.
Hey, William,
that you guys are,
William Lane's like, I wonder how it sounds. Yeah, how does it sound? We don't.
Okay, so here's the 70 mil F-35.
Okay.
In length.
Oh wow, that's a much larger airplane.
Well, I mean, you kind of can't compare the 70 mil 35 against.
No.
That.
Well, I'm just saying because some people have the airplane. You know what I mean, for a reference.
But it's good. It's good for people to see the comparison for that. So. Yeah.
I mean, look at the wing. I mean,
F-35 is a short wingspan anyway. It's not going to have.
Well, from tail to nose, I mean, it is what it is. We could stick it next to
one of the F-16s back there.
Don Henry says, I was waiting for that. After the 64, I knew they would do an 80. I did too. Especially that 64 was a hit too. All right, let's go tail to tail. XB says, I'm tired of seeing L-39, so this is nice to see something different. I would agree 1,000%. And we love the L-39.
That's a good reference.
Okay. All right.
That is
so
compared to the 1/8 size F-16.
Oh, dang. That's a good size bird.
So that's the 1/8 size F-16 turbine jet. And yeah. Hey, Will, you know what I'm thinking? An 80 would be good in that. An 80 Newton.
If we want to take the wings off it, yeah.
Oh, I know. It's not even. It's not.
Well, anyway, there you go, guys. That's the Fly Fans K8 Caracorn, I think is how it's called.
Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce that.
I've never heard anybody actually call it by its name. So when I was looking up the name, I'm like, what? Whatever.
I know when I was pulling it up, I was like, how do you say that?
Caracorn or
yeah.
Anyway, so I call it the K8 trainer jet.
Caracorum. I don't know.
Caracorum. K-A-R-A-K-R-C-O-R-M.
All right, let's jump into the comments and see what you guys think. Let's see. Jeff Castle says it's a big bird. Let's see. It looks like Bill Wagner says I'll be buying one. P51 fan says I love it. Nice alternative to the Viper. How much are I don't think they know exactly how much to ask.
Yeah, we don't know yet. In case we have to change anything, we're not going to go and say it's a set price, just in case there might be an update or whatnot. But so far in the 3 flights we had, characteristics that I have is flies on rails. Like you can lock that thing in on knife edge and it's solid right there. Floats in on landings, whatever you. Oh, this is another great thing. Full flaps gear down, flying it as slow as I possibly can. I still have complete maneuverability of the airplane. I can walk the wings all the way around going super slow. So it's got very good maneuverability. So
what's the stall characteristics like?
It falls straight down.
How quick can you recover?
It falls straight down.
No, so the recovery is the nose falls straight down. It doesn't drop a wing. So
nice.
Yep. Let's see. Jake
it's pretty neat.
Says I was wowed by the pictures, but seeing it live, I'm impressed. That's cool.
But it like I said, it's pretty neat. The tires, they're not cheap foam. The tires themselves actually have screws, so it's a 2-piece actual hub. The tires are like a rubber, so they should hopefully last longer.
Nice.
So
when is it going to be available?
I would suspect the next container. But we need to get the testing done on there, and then they can start assembling. So,
how's it sound compared to the FMS Avanti 90 millimeter?
It's absolutely quieter.
Okay.
I was shocked on how quiet it actually sounds.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So
Man. Let's
let
see.
me see if there's a chance I can find a little bit of video.
Okay.
Like I said, everything was really dark and it was not great for production stuff. So
Where does she CG? Like, where's the CG on that one? Do you know?
I played with all the way forward and I played with a little bit further back. I haven't honed in where I want it to sit yet. So
Okay.
to be determined.
Victor RC Jet says that needs to be turbine too. I would agree. To be honest with you, that was my first thing. I was like, that would be after it goes through, the flights and everything. That would be a really nice turbine jet too. That a good trainer turbine jet. I think.
I like to see
Hey,
somebody.
Bobby, you have the photo of the camouflage, right? You want to put that up?
I do. Where do I have that?
I like to see somebody convert that sucker.
Oh yeah, I do. Let me see if I still have that.
So here's the kick. The servos are, I think they're like 9 gram. They might even be 17 gram on the back.
Here's the camo.
So I would be kind of worried about making it a turbine conversion in my thoughts, but
you see the camo version right there?
Yep, looks great.
Yep, that's it. There it is. Yeah, I like that. I will go for the camo.
So again, that camo version will be only available through Banana Hobby.
We like that. Man, that's cool.
This one will be available through everybody.
Like I said, 2026 is looking pretty good for you guys. That camo is slick. I would definitely say that. By the look on Jeremy's face, the turbine is already in the making, Don Henry says. I would love that. I would love that.
There's a good amount of turbines in the work. So
let's see here.
Bobby knows.
Oh, absolutely. Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm gonna say it. Like, you have Free Wing, and then you have like Banana Hobby, and like between the two, they have the most unique airplanes that are coming to market. Like some of the most unique things. Think about it. The most profound ones that have been coming out for the past 2 years. It's all been like mostly Banana Hobby.
Well, look at this. Look at this guy right here. I mean,
what more do you want?
Where can you get that thing?
That's a big bird.
Yeah.
That's the 1/6 jet ruler right there.
I would love
behind me right there. You've got the 1/6 pilot F-16 right there. You got the 1/8 jet ruler right there. I love it. We've got a lot of varieties there. So,
hey, we got a good question. Hey, what's going on with Schweiwen turbines? They're out of stock in a lot of places. Yeah, you're definitely not going to find a lot of 80s. I can tell you that. I've heard they're having supply like slowdowns. Is word on the street.
There's some tariff.
But there's more to it.
I don't know if it's tariff customs issues.
Yeah.
You need to really look in from what we're seeing. Look up some news and see if there's anything about stuff in the news.
Yeah.
And however you want to take what that is. But essentially, from what I understood, is Schweiwen got in trouble because their motors are being used in the war. So,
yeah, in Ukraine. I saw that.
But I don't know all the ins, the outs. We don't know all of that. But all I have heard is that we would suspect that it's all going to be fixed here shortly. So,
yeah. So let's just hope, we are not affected by that, because that would be absolutely horrible. By the way, did you see that?
Just remember, everybody, we are hobby grade, right? So
yeah.
Don't get involved in any of that war stuff and ruin what we're doing is my thoughts. So
yeah, I would agree. I would absolutely agree. So sometimes you don't go for the money. You got to go for what's good for everybody else. Let's see here.
Go for the honey.
Don Henry says, yes, Bobby. Banana Hobby's number 1. Motion RC's number 2. I would agree. And it's funny because maybe 4 years ago, it was kind of like, Motion RC, and then, Banana Hobby, e-flite, and then they kind of fell off. And now it's like Banana Hobby and Free Wing, and, e-flite's not coming out with really anything profound lately. You know, but they're just going in a different direction. So it's been a very good niche market that Banana Hobby has really been thriving in, and not only with the EDF jets, but like in their turbine jets and their turbine airplanes. And
Well,
I
see, and
mean,
we put our focus a lot towards turbines. I mean, one of the
yes,
things that Banana Hobby was super awesome about when I started getting with
I agree,
them
Ronnie.
was the AF model airplanes.
Yeah,
I mean, I wanted to get into turbines, and you have to start somewhere, and that is like one of the greatest starting points is the AF model jets. You know, the L-39, the Raptor. Those are all fantastic airplanes to get your wings essentially on the turbine level. You know, and then once you graduate out of them and you want to get into composites and all that stuff, man, you're already there, because the AF model airplanes, they're fantastic, you know. And so, but like what I tell everybody when they ask me what I recommend, you know, I recommend starting with a foam airplane because you can get parts for them super quick.
Yeah.
You know, if you
I mean, if it's a clean break, you can glue that sucker back together too.
Well, there's that, but if you were to do the same thing with a composite, you're looking at several months, 6 months or so, for them to make something that you damaged, you know, so that it matches what you're doing. You know, it's a whole different level. Foam airplanes, absolutely great starts, great learning options to replace parts when you end up dorking it, because you will.
Yep.
You know, and then you get into the composite stuff once you learn all the basics and all the fundamentals and how to not break your airplanes, you know. So
absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I'll tell you, it was the aerofoam is what got me into the turbine. So with Banana Hobby, there's like a natural progression to where you can go from EDF, small EDF, to middle-size EDF, to large EDF, to when you're ready to get into turbines, you have that option. So they've done a good job. And if you look, Motion RC has kind of done the same thing, except they're a little different. They went a different way. They did mostly EDF, and then they went into a couple of turbines. They had like 1 or 2 or 3, and you know, now they have about 3 or 4. And now they pulled in tanks and boats. So their niche is tanks and boats, you know, that side of it.
And cars and
cars. And you know,
vehicles.
I think about that. You have to think about this though, one thing, and this, I'm not saying anything bad about Motion RC at all. I'm just saying that you have to think about, what are you competing with? You're competing with other carriers that have tanks, you know, Amazon that has cars, and you have to think about people doing the returns on that stuff. So just a different dynamic. But
I mean, Motion's thing has been their thing is by by air, ground, or sea. So that's their slogan: by air, ground, or sea. You can get it at Motion RC, something like that.
I never heard that before, but
I
can see how they try to cover everything. You know what I mean?
That's
business sense makes sense.
Air, ground, and sea.
William Lane says, I have a few HSD foam birds, but parts are a problem. So far, haven't had a problem yet. Like to try AF models. Yeah, William Lane, I have quite a few HSD jets, and you know, I've gotten parts from them, and I've also really, you know, had a hard time trying to get in contact and try to get parts with some of this stuff. So, you know, with aerofoam, they seem to always have a steady flow of it. So,
well, here's something with us, okay?
Call Chris, and then you got to kind of work through that to try to get them.
So with us, if we don't have it, or it's not on the website, hit us up at sales@bananahobby.com in email. And if we don't have it in stock, we can either get it through airmail, right? So if you want to pay for air shipping, we'll get it to you air shipped. You know what I mean? Or we'll make sure you get it in the next container type of thing. But you know, we're not gonna let you just sit there dry saying, well, I can't fix my airplane. You know, we'll give you hopefully an option, and you'll at least know what's going on. So
I'll say I've had nothing but great success with Banana Hobby. Like when I needed a new servo for my HSD jet, that this airplane behind me, actually, the tail servo just randomly died before it even flew. And, luckily RC Pilot Will had one on hand, but Banana Hobby had them fresh in the pack. So I went and ordered one from them. They had them in stock. So, which is nice too. So
we have a whole bunch of stuff that just isn't on the site. There is so much stuff to put on there, and things in this hobby seem to change in a flash.
absolutely.
So if there's something we don't have, hit us an email. We'll get you a direct answer.
Motion is known for having parts with no issues. That's true too. Yeah, they're known for having parts and things like that.
Motion's been good with that stuff.
Yeah, e-flite seems to have parts and then they disappear and then you have to wait for them like everybody else. So
it's supply and demand. I mean,
yeah,
for the most part, when we get a new airplane in stock, we try to guess which parts people will probably need.
Yeah,
and for the most part, sometimes we miss, and then we have to find out, hey, look, we got to get this in stock. So, and I guarantee that's the same with any of the other companies too. Is they're gonna try and project what people are going to damage and need, and I don't know if you guys know, but there is a ton of people that when they buy an airplane, they buy every single part that you can get at the same time, and then it just runs everything out. So
I'm kind of like that. Like, when I bought that F-16 jet, guess what I bought? The extra nose. You know why? Because I know how these things go. That right there is a nose cone to an F-16, the 90, the new one, the camo one. Because I doinked the landing and had to get another one. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that and extra pins. So
he double doinked it. He just didn't doink.
Yeah, I doinked it pretty good. Let's see. MH53 payload. That said, their part support for the Roban scale helis has been hit or miss. So, yeah, those Robans are kind of expensive. So, let's see here. P51 fan says I had to wait 1 year for e-flite parts. I have to. But let's see here. Alan G 1914. He says I appreciate that Banana Hobbies has certain parts for the Jet Ruler composite planes, like front retract mounts for the F-16, or springs for the main retracts on the F-18. Yeah.
Well, that was one of the things that we learned in testing, right? So that's why we test. But a lot of the experience that I have with airplanes. I mean, I'm not just jumping into this without knowing certain airplanes. I mean, I've had so many F-16s before we got F-16s for Jet Ruler that the common factors are at some point you're going to need a mount for your nose gear.
Yeah.
On every F-16, it's just. You can have the greatest landings for years and years and years, but you're just going to get that one and you're like, crap, now I need this. So we've been trying to think ahead, and you got options like that. So we're doing what we can.
Well, I've got some questions for you guys this time. So we're going to move into the question segment of this show. And we got some very good questions. And so I got questions for you and Jeremy. I'll start off with Will. Will. High wing versus low wing. Which is easier to learn on, and why do you think? Let's go. Let me bring you up. Boom.
Naturally, it would be a high wing. It's going to have a better. It's going to have be able to float easier. I mean, you basically kill the power on that thing and just stay in the air as long as you got a little bit of wind. Then they'll just float in forever. So I mean, I would say a high wing would be better for training. I mean, you can fly it slower without consequences, versus a low wing, which kind of demands a little bit more speed to keep going. That's just my opinion.
That's right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Cubs are probably one of the most common airplanes for starting airplanes. I mean, that's what everybody used to do at the beginning. Like when I started back 13 years ago, something like that, the first time I went to a field, it was Falcon RC Club up on Hill Air Force Base. And everybody told me I needed a Cub. But you know what I said? I said, screw that. I want a Mustang. and I went through so many Mustangs.
Yeah, you jumped the gun on that one.
Yeah, man.
I did, and like I said, I try to tell everybody the experience so that you can learn from my mistakes and my money that I spent for no reason.
Yeah.
Eventually, I did get these high wing airplanes, but it was after a lot of Mustangs. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. High wing airplanes. I mean, that's why you see them being used for trainer airplanes at full scale.
Mm-hmm.
It's just common practice. Heck, I'd say the best ones out there right now are the Aero Scout and the Apprentice. So the Apprentice is,
I would say, the Apprentice too.
It's a high wing Cessna, so you get that cool look too, right? Because everybody wants to have a cool plane.
Yeah.
And then you got that, like I said, the Aero Scout. That's kind of a unique design with it being a pusher prop and it.
Okay.
But it does awesome. I mean, those are great planes. They got the safe, but remember, get it away from safe as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, this is a good segue into my next question for you guys. Flying skills and real talk. Let's see. So the hardest transition, what do you think is a harder transition? So from going from a trainer, you think it's harder to going from a trainer to a warbird or a prop to an EDF? Think about that. That's a good question.
It really in my opinion, it depends on what kind of trainer you had.
Okay.
So if you were doing a Cub, then I would think that a warbird prop is going to be more familiar to you because you got that tail dragger, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Cub is a tail dragger. You're already used to the P factor a little bit, right? Depending on what you're doing. And then if you get into a warbird, it's going to probably be that way. But again, it's got to be the right warbird. There's really evil warbirds out there too,
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me a second, guys. I gotta grab me something to drink. Hang on.
You're good. But if you ended up learning on a Aero Scout per se, right, you might be able to jump into an EDF because they've got, like Brent said, Cubs have a nasty tip stall, so you're already learning that. So I would say probably a warbird. But if you're starting with a tricycle gear airplane, you might be able to get away with an EDF. If it really all depends on how you did as a trainer on the trainer.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting because I've seen people, I'm just thinking of people at our field. They've gone from let's say, like a top wing airplane, the turbo timber, one from a turbo timber to a T-28. That's a good transition from, from a trainer to a trainer warbird, a T-28.
I mean, if you could fly a Cub and you do great with that, and you move to that next airplane, that Carbon Z Trojan, is one of the most forgiving airplanes ever.
It's amazing in both sides. The large Carbon Z is phenomenal, but even the smaller one is equally a good flyer too. I agree with you for sure.
But I mean, if you can get into that Carbon Z 1500 Cessna, whatever it was.
Yeah,
I mean that thing's a tricycle gear, big high wing trainer. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Cody Carson, what's up, man? Good having you in here. He said it. He says depends. Does warbird have double dihedral? That's actually pretty funny.
Double dihedral. Oh, does it have? Is it a biplane?
No,
I mean, saying I'd really say that those are kind of loaded questions. It all depends on how well the pilot was doing as the trainer,
Yeah, but these are questions that people ask because they need to understand, which one's easier. Because I've had a guy ask me, he was like, do you think I can go from a trainer to an EDF? And I'm like, well, yeah, you can do anything you want if you try. I was like, you just have to be aware of what the differences are. Once you really know the differences, you're pretty much, okay with it. But
I would say start with an easy EDF if you're going to switch over.
Yeah.
Don't go jumping on something heavy like the
They've got that Habu, right? That has safe.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. With that Habu, the small one, I don't like the way that one flies in comparison to the big one. The bigger one flies better.
But I'm not a fan of the smaller ones.
The point is,
I'm not a fan of the small one.
The point is to get past that scared stage.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that just fear going into that next level because it's something different, you know.
But the
Yeah.
small one, you gotta have that thing pegged wide open to really keep it flying. And that right there can be a nerving thing, because I know when I started off, I used to be either throttle on or throttle off or throttle high. That's what I was. I
Yeah.
wasn't I didn't have that control of where I can just kind of set it at 50% or 40% and just use the sticks and fly. You know.
Well, and that's the big difference between going from a trainer prop to an EDF, is that difference in the airflow over the wings, right? It's a whole new learning thing to understand that forward momentum is how you fly, versus like on a propeller airplane, you get a little extra credit by the propeller pushing, over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're being
But
pulled
you still
through
gotta
the
think. You still gotta think from that beginner's perspective. Because I'm only like what 5 years in, so I mean, you still gotta think from that beginner's perspective. Like, you, even with the prop planes, even with my Aeroscout when I started, man, I had that thing pegged wide open. Because I was afraid that if I slowed it down too much, it was gonna drop.
Oh, geez. You see what Josh Bunn said?
Better get yourself one of those Aero World F-104s.
Yeah,
Come
he said
again?
just go get F-104 Starfighter full composite and call it a day.
And make sure you use crimp connectors for your batteries.
Yeah. That's hilarious, dude. That is funny.
That's funny.
That is super funny.
No,
But
all jokes aside, it really all depends on what you're doing and who's there to help you learn too.
Okay. Now, Jeff Castle says, I think with so-called safe, all are really fair game. What do you guys think about that? I have thoughts on that.
It's good to get your fundamentals down, but you got to get rid of it as quick as you can.
Yeah.
It doesn't train you to. You don't learn how to bank the plane with safe. Your ability to bank is not there. Like, the turns are super wide, and you got the stick crammed in one corner.
Yeah.
So that it gives you a false training tactic to banking and steering the plane around. Because I mean, when you come out of safe, you're not going to be using that much stick input. And if you don't have any, let's say you don't use any expo, but when you're in safe, that thing's it's using so little travel that it's almost like it's jacked up on expo on 100 with barely any travel. So it's really like mushy feeling, So I think for like flying straight paths, it's fine, but I wouldn't try using it for turning practice, like, because
get rid of it as soon as you can. Remember,
you're not gonna learn
now let me ask you this. This is a loaded question. This is for you turbine guys in the mix, Josh Bunn, anybody in the room. Now, what do you think of people flying a turbine jet with safe?
You're not at that level if you're doing that.
Is that a real question?
Yeah. Well, it's a real question. Yeah. It's absolute. I would agree.
I have heard that before.
There's people
and my
that.
jaw about hit the floor, going, like, like, is this a joke?
No.
I cannot remember who said it, but
definitely. I do not recommend that at all. But even as a plan B, I don't recommend that. Thinking about that.
You imagine having that jet in some type of super abnormal bad situation, and you just cramp safe,
absolutely.
And it just goes.
And look, One said it. I was saying this the other day. Me and Will were talking about it, and a couple of other guys were talking about it. If you need safe, you don't need a turbo waiver. Plain and simple. I would agree.
And whoever's doing your waiver at that point, and if they, I mean, I don't know.
The P51 fan says, "Where is safe on the turbine waiver sign off?" Yeah, exactly. Right.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is Bobby could tell you this. He could attest to it. He was there. I accidentally flew
I
my
watched it.
turbine on safe.
Yeah,
And didn't mean to.
And
yeah, you'd never be able to get that jet turned around on safe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Where's it going? I don't know. It's flying away.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm getting ready to say. The time it took it to turn around, I was like, why is it not turning? And Bobby's like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to turn it. So I got this thing crammed in the corners, and I'm like, why is it not turning?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna dial back the power. I dialed the power back. It started turning a little bit better. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna fly the full, like a little outside of the area we normally fly in, because it's taking so long to make its turns. So I'm just trying to safely get the thing around where I can land it. I landed the jet. The landing was sketchy as crap, dude. Oh my God, it was a sketchy landing. I was so afraid bringing that thing in. And I was like, why is it flying like this? Like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It got it down, got it all together. I got it on the ground. I looked at it, and I was playing with my throws, and it was like barely moving. And I'm like, why do I barely have any throws? It comes out that thing was on safe the whole time. I was like, oh my God, that was a terrible flight.
And I turn around and I hear Will say, "Oh my God." He was like, "Bobby, I flew that in safe." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's why it wouldn't turn." And I turned around and look at him. I'm like, "I was wondering why your turns were so wide, dude." I was like, "That's why I asked, are you okay?" So the moral of this is, I don't think you should actually have safe even on a switch on a turbine jet. I don't think you should even have it on there at all. You know what I mean? I think it should be like disabled. I'm not saying you will. I'm just speaking in general terms.
Yeah.
Well, if you have it on there, Will, you gotta get rid of that crap. That
110%.
I tell you, this is the only reason why I put safe in position. And the only reason why, and I test it after I do a flight, after I do a maiden, I test it to make sure the safe is working. In case I have a situation going on behind my back and I need to turn to look to see if I need to avoid whatever's going on around me, I can put it in safe for that second with the power dialed back, look behind me, see what's going on, and don't have to worry about the plane, going somewhere that I don't want it to go. That's the only reason why it's on there. Other than that, I don't even think about using it.
I lost an airplane on safe a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can lose one.
I was doing FPV, and my spotter was looking down at his phone when I ended up getting snowflakes. I take the goggles off and it's in safe because I can't tell what's going on. And I'm like, "Where's the airplane?" He's like, "I don't know."
Yeah. Now,
that's your spotter's fault.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, but it kept flying wherever.
I will say that you definitely AS3X with this is by far absolutely phenomenal and excellent. Like it's great. That is good to go. But yeah, just don't recommend. I would never sign off with somebody flying in safe ever. I would never. I mean, me and Will even had a conversation. I was like, yeah, if you have to fly in that, negative. That's a negative.
No go.
Even if you're flying big EDFs, like if you have to fly big EDFs and safe,
you're not ready.
You're not ready to fly big EDFs.
Ready.
Concur. I agree.
Take your time and get up there. Use safe on the 70 mils and stuff like that, and cut it off. Fly around, crash it a couple of times, like I did, and put it back together with glue. Go back out there, fly it again. It's not gonna fly the way it flew before. It's gonna fly even worse, but you're still flying, and you're learning how to fly something that really doesn't want to fly. That's gonna make you good for when you get the model that flies that want to fly.
I'll tell you. I'm with Victor. He says never use safe unless by mistake when I forgot to program the switch on turn it off. I've only used safe like once, and it was by accident, and I almost crashed the airplane. I mean, you're talking to a guy who I don't even use Expo. I use like the most Expo I ever used is like 9%, and I don't even like that. I'm like, so I don't use a lot, so I need all the throws
You
I
don't
get.
use
So when
hardly
you
any
put somebody
expo.
like me on safe, I'm like, I don't have any control. The airplane's just doing this thing, and I'm sitting there like, wow, I guess it's gonna come around. So, but like I said, that was a loaded question for you guys. So that's a good one. All right, Don Henry has a question. He says, "Do you guys have a warm up plane?" Guess what? We warm up. I have a warm up plane every time before I go fly turbine jet.
Yep.
Will does the
Yep.
same thing.
Yep.
It helps. You know, it helps get the shakes out and get you up there, and also too, you know, I don't know what Jeremy does, but like for me, I use the EDF jets to go up there and test the air to see what the air's like. You know.
Yep. That's exactly what I do.
I don't have a warm up airplane. I just grab whatever I'm going to
Send.
fly for the day, and that's it.
Full send. Yep. And I've
Yeah.
done that too.
Yeah,
But
I'll take that BAE Hawk up there and go up there and see what the air feels like Bobby said.
Now,
Cut across the top of those trees, see what it looks like, and that way I know how I feel about putting a bigger plane up there or not.
a long time ago, when I was a young pup,
last
doing
week.
this,
That was last week.
I did have a warm up airplane. Why? I don't know. It was like a ritual. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, let's go put this plane that I don't give a crap about up there.
Yeah.
And warm my sticks up and make sure my mind is right. And you know what I mean? So, I mean, it is, you know, it is what it is. I mean, people have their own little rituals. I mean, for me, I don't say one more flight and then fly something, because every time that happens, I
Same.
crash something.
I try not to say that. I try to be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I try not to say
I
that. But
always-
when I say it, I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't say it.
that was the guy that
Once you
said
say it,
that.
you're done.
Yeah,
Once you
the
say
other
it, you're
day,
done. But I always say, at least 2 more flights. You know what I mean? And then I'll go and I'll fly the flight that I wanted to do as a last, pretty much, and I'll be like, no, I'm good. I don't need to do that next one.
Hey, let's move on to
Bobby,
this. Yeah.
There's a question in there I want to
let me
answer
jump.
real quick. Need for Speed RC, he asked it twice. He said, "What is throttle-based gains and gyro?"
What are throttle-based gains? I guess in a gyro.
Yeah, so throttle-based gains, basically, Need for Speed is when you throttle up your gains, you reduce your gains. So when you reduce your gains, that means the gyro's not responding to any of the mitigations or anything, because if you're at full throttle, then of course you don't want that anyway, because if you're at full throttle, you're going to cause yourself speed wobbles and stuff. But when you lower the throttle, the gains come back up, because during slower flight, you want to have more gains, because if there's any, unexpected winds or anything like that, then, your gyro can work to counter that stuff. So that's what your throttle-based gains are. The only thing about throttle-based gains, especially when it comes to EDF, not so much when it comes to a prop plane like a Cessna or something like that, because they're not really going to go that fast. I wouldn't even worry about throttle-based gains on a plane like that. But on like an EDF, we definitely want to have it where when you pulling the throttle back down, that those gains don't come back up immediately, because you pull the throttle back down and the gains go up immediately. The jet is still at a high rate of speed. It's going to enter a wobble before it starts to slow down. So you want those gains to move back, to come back up slow. That way the jet has time to slow down, and then the gains will be present by the time the jet slows down. So that's basically what your throttle-based gains are. It's just based on the throttle stick movement.
So to add on to that, Powerbox, I believe, has a GPS type module that tracks how fast the airplane is going, and it will adjust your gains based upon the actual speed of the airplane. So, when you're in slow, the gains are high, but when you're in ludicrous speed or plaid, the gains are almost nothing. You know, so
The only thing about that is how's that going to work if you're at, you know, more in a vertical motion, because, you know, GPS only tracks on horizontal.
well,
So,
in my opinion, if you're going to be in a vertical motion, you should be having speed. So
I would agree.
well, I mean, yeah, true, but I mean, if you're going if you're coming down at an angle,
it's
and
still
GPS gonna see you moving at, let's say GPS see you moving at 40 miles an hour, but you're coming down at an actual speed of like 100.
well, it doesn't just track horizontally. It tracks, you know, whether you're climbing and whatnot too. It recognizes all that too in the GPS.
So it recognizes your
altitude,
your altitude, how much altitude you're losing by the second, something like that.
It whatever it does, it makes it pretty tight setup. So it's kind of neat.
First one says it works really well, so that's good. So let's jump into this question right here. Question and answer. Are warbirds overrated or just misunderstood? What do you think about that, Jeremy? Are they overrated or are they just like misunderstood and people don't understand them?
That is an odd question.
It is.
I don't even know if that's even a valid question. I mean, warbirds are warbirds. I don't think that they're misunderstood, and I also don't think that they're overrated. You know, they are warbirds.
Hey, they're warbirds. They're not easy to fly. You know what I mean? They're a challenge.
No, I'm not saying that they're not easy. I mean, a lot of warbirds are easy. That Trojan, like we talked about, that is a warbird.
Yeah.
I mean, well, here's my thing. So, what exactly is a warbird? Because some people say a warbird is like a P-51 Mustang, but some people say a warbird is a F-16.
Technically,
it's a fighter. It's a fighter plane.
Is it an airplane that has been in war?
Yeah.
Then yes, it is.
So, I guess the F-22 went and shot down a balloon. So I guess that's a warbird now.
So to answer your question, I'll put it right here.
Yes.
So this is a warbird is any aircraft that once served in a country's military, from fighters and bombers to trainers to transport, that have been preserved, restored, and is now privately owned and flown, cut off. So
you know, there's a lot of people that think that, you know, if you say you're going to a warbird event, right? A lot of times they will identify what is considered a warbird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll say we want World War II era warbirds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or World War I era. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So it really all depends on how you look at it. But like most people understand it, if it's been in the military or it's been some type of war machine designed airplane, it's considered a warbird.
So if there's a fly-in happening, and they say
let me finish it real quick. So it says privately owned, flown, and historical appreciation air shows or recreation. And then it says, while the term originally focused on piston engine World War II aircraft, like the P-51 Mustang, for example, it now includes jet-powered or even helicopter warbirds or various eras kept airworthy by dedication. So there's your answer right there.
Yep.
Jeremy, you're dead on, buddy.
So even though an L-39 may have a Reno race scheme on it, it's still a warbird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But when we do like our warbird events, we just tell people, look, it's got to have some type of insignia or markings on it to be considered a warbird. So it's just really all depends on what events they decide to call it that way. You know what I mean? But I mean, that
was a good question, dude. That was a very good question.
I just always wondered about that because I see like flying events and they're like, it's a warbird event. Like, okay, so can I pop up with my EDF? You know?
Right.
Technically, you probably could, but again, look at what their criteria of what they consider a warbird is for their, you know, it just all depends. Like there is a warbird event in Arizona towards the end of this month, and it is allowing anything that has been a military era airplane, you know. So an AL-37 would not be considered a warbird. However, my AL-37 modified into a tanker would be considered. You know what I mean? So
I mean, even if it's like World War II era, I can still pull up with my ME-262
absolutely,
because it's in that era. So
if they're trying to say the genre is World War II, then you won't see F-16s there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It just all depends on what
But ME-262 is more than welcome.
It absolutely would be because it was World War II. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I think that it's a very transparent line. If you show up to a Warbird event and you got a jet that has a full scale scheme like this F-16 right here, I don't think anybody's going to say anything unless they don't want turbines and they don't want EDF. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But that's my thought. That's how I've always understood it. So
that was like the most loaded question ever. But out of that question, that was a very good question, Will. What is a warbird? Because people, you only assume, I always thought it was an airplane that was in a war, did military service, covered everything.
I always thought it was just like a prop plane that was in the war. Like it had to be a prop plane.
Yeah, people don't know what you don't know. That was a very valid question. Last question of the night. You ready?
Oh boy.
What is the best aviation movie ever? That's such a loaded question.
Oh God, come on. That's such an easy question.
Oh, it's easy. Okay. All right.
I'm going to say the one that I was part of in the making.
In the comments, let's go. I'm looking. All right. Well, all right. Jeremy, what do you got? Let's go. What were you a part of?
So there's an absolutely awful movie.
All right.
On Amazon Prime.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Go watch this awesome movie.
What was it?
It's called Called to Duty.
Okay.
Look this up on Prime.
I'm looking it up right now.
What did we have to do in this? We were B-roll footage using our Freewing F-15 and our MiG-29 or 25 MiG-25s for footage for this movie. So when you see them dogfighting and stuff like that, our Freewing jets were involved in that. So back when I had a lot of Freewing airplanes.
A top all-female fighter pilot squad was the best of the best and could run circles around their male counterparts in dogfights while training. Little did they realize that their advanced airborne capabilities would come at a price when they were called to duty to go. Alrighty. Okay.
Someone is going to defend my rights and my.
It's
200-mile mark.
Yeah.
It's a hoot, guys.
All right, I'm looking.
But I don't know if I can actually say that that's my favorite movie.
All right, let's see.
Here, I'm gonna try and show you.
Winston Brown. He says most warbird events require a military scheme aircraft. By the way, let's see here now. Iron Eagle is what Tim Burke said.
Look right there.
Iron Eagle.
Jeremy Soule right there.
Look at you. You're in the credits.
In the credits.
William Lane, you put too many in there, man. You had to pick one. He said Iron Eagle, Top Gun, Memphis Belle.
There you go. There's the credits of it.
Oh yeah. F-15 RC operators. Nice. Jeremy Stoll.
Look at this guy. Can't tell him nothing, man. Jeez. Bill Wagner said Red Tails. Red Tails was actually well done. I thought so.
Red Tails is really good.
Yeah, Red Tails is really good.
Top Gun and Iron Eagle for sure. Iron Eagle for sure, dude. That has a special place because I was a child of the 80s, man. And that movie right there was like, that was it. Everybody says Red Tails.
I like the Memphis
I'm going to switch it up on you guys, and y'all won't even realize it. But there was a movie that I really thoroughly enjoyed, and it was called Flyboys, and it was based off of World War I. and it was a very good air. I mean, it was a very good World War One fighter plane like movie, and it showed you how stressful it really was for a lot of people. It was, I think, it was the French Air Force at that time, and it was a very good movie. So you can see that it's called Fly Boys, and it's on probably on Amazon Prime. But you definitely need to see that. There's been some good ones too. Devotion was a good one. I thought the graphics on Devotion were amazing.
I like the Memphis Belle.
Memphis Belle was, yeah, absolutely classic. Classic, yep. Old flying leathernecks.
What was the one with what was the one with Charlie Sheen where it was making fun of everything?
He said Flight of the Intruder. Y'all remember that? Dude, I remember
Flight of the Intruder was a good one also. Yep.
Dude, that's a classic. I tried to make my kids watch that and they couldn't get into it.
Phenome 21 or something like that.
Dude, the Battle of Midway. That's a good one. That I've watched that many times.
Midway itself. Final Countdown.
That is amazing.
That was a good one. Dude. Final Countdown.
Yeah. Memphis Belle, Final Countdown, the bridges at Tuckery. Yep. Man.
So with all of these answers that we have, guys, just realize we're all nerds.
Absolutely. We are all 110%. There's 51 nerds in this show right now. Embrace it. Embrace it. I'll say another one too was a really good series that just not too long ago was the what's the one that was made by the guys who did Band of Brothers.
It was on Apple.
Yeah, only on Apple. That was good too. I binge watched all that. That was pretty good too. So
that was shoot, what the heck was that?
Man, dude, so many good movies, but that was a loaded question. Will, you never chimed in, man. What was your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite, but I do like Red Tails.
That's it.
Yeah, I do like Red Tails. I mean,
it was called
everybody likes what's the Top Gun? So I mean,
Pacific. Yeah.
It was called Masters of the Air.
That's it. Yeah, Masters of the Air. Yep. MH53 Pavlo said it. Yeah.
And it just kind of stopped, and it was like, that's it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I will say, I used to, man, I've watched pretty much almost every like our World War II movie that was popular, like Tor. I watched that. Man, so many good ones, dude. I've watched so many good ones. But Will, it sounds like, buddy, you need to go in there and go lock yourself in the room and go turn on Amazon Prime and just watch War Air movies, man. and just go down the rabbit hole, dude. You'll love it. I don't qualify Hot Shots. It was good though. It was funny.
Yeah, I don't even know what Hot Shots is.
Man, that was what
so if you guys haven't seen it, there's a couple of
spoofs
movies out there. There was one that was the Blue Angels and one that was the Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
that has some ultra like high definition, like in-depth stuff. One was on Prime. The other one I think was on Netflix. Man. But those were some pretty good movies too to watch, you know. And then there's another one where they actually have the T-45 guys that are learning how to become pilots and whatnot. And that's another good show that's like modern, like actual stuff, which is pretty cool. Man, what the heck is that one called? But there's a lot of really good stuff out there.
Dude, there's so much. It's easy to go through that rabbit hole. And
about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does, why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face.
Buttered sausage. Hey,
the heck?
We're gonna end
the heck was that?
That was buttered sausage.
We went an hour and 33 minutes.
Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does.
Oh, Bobby,
oh my gosh, dude! Look, we went an hour and 33 minutes on this show. Excellent, man. This was a good show. Lots of good content here. Very good topics. Certainly appreciate Will, Jeremy coming in there. We talked about the new K-8 airplane that's coming out. We talked about the new 30mm Viper that was dropped, and we talked about the little Beaver that came out by FMS, the 800mm. Man, and we covered some really nice topics, guys. I hope this was good for you guys, and we had some good content. You take something away from this. And yeah, I think we're pretty good. And we also learned about
Talk about
buttered
buttered
sausage. I
sausage, where
didn't
it
know
comes
anything
from, what
about
it
it.
does, why is it doing
I
what it's
had
doing.
no
Get it out of
idea
my
about
face.
buttered sausage. I did not. But anyway, RC Pilot Will, what you got, man, before we punch out of here?
Everybody, hope y'all have a good weekend. Everyone have some good flights. Bring everything home. And I'm going to take these contacts out because they've been burning my eyes the whole show.
All right.
Like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I was like,
I was wondering why you were
like,
blinking, dude. I was
trying
like,
to
what's
wet
going
my
on? Are you
contacts,
tired? Are you
dude. Like,
sleepy? What's going on? Jeremy Stolt, what you got, buddy?
No, we'll just like I said, we're gonna run the ringer on this airplane here so that we can make sure you guys get a good product. So
Nice.
Stay tuned, be patient, and we will give you information when we can.
All right, guys. Certainly appreciate you guys tuning in to us tonight. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And we had like 50 some odd people in there, 52, 53 total tonight, man. The channel is growing on the live show. So, guys, make sure you come in, check us out every Thursday night at 8:30. We'll be here with the buttered sausage. And other than that, we are out of here, guys. We certainly appreciate you guys. And we
Talk
are
about
gone.
buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does, why is it doing what it's doing. Get it out of my face.
I don't